Hey guys, machines and metal. We're back in the shop. Went on a little trip. If you check out the last couple of videos, it'll show off some stuff in Europe. Anyway, we're back in the shop, and while I was away, some parts came in. We got drive cable for this Husqvarna 7021R model. Has a broken drive, so when you go to squeeze the drive, nothing happens. There's no tension there. And what's happened is somewhere along the line, you can see here, the cable's been crimped, pinched, twisted, squeezed really bad in this hinge here, and the cable is torn. So before I left on the trip, I ordered for $18 this high quality, because focus so professional, Hackatop. There's the part number for you guys if you need that part number right there. Made in China, God bless them. Drive cable, and we're going to make a quick video on how to change the drive cable on a 7021R. So I'm just going to get my camera set up on a little bit of a stand and get some tools, and we're going to pop this cover, and we're going to take apart this drive handle assembly and show you how to change that cable. Alright you guys, so to start off we need to remove this drive handle assembly, and it uses these Torx. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Torx, there you go. Tight bit. Take off 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you don't actually have to take off that last one, guys. And now what you want to do is undo these 2 bolts. Kind of working up in the air here, so probably going to end up dropping something. So once you get inside of here, that was easy. What you want to do is pull this cable out and then remove this guy, this white guy, without disturbing any of these springs or arms or levers. Don't need to mess with any of that. Very carefully pop the cable out of the housing, just like that. Set the housing down, and then we're going to work further down the line to get this cable off the transmission. Alright, so now we're going to remove this drive cover. Just got these 2 Phillips hex head screws holding it on. Now I've already gone underneath and cleaned this out, guys. When I serviced this lawnmower, I picked it up at the scrapyard and did the engine and cleaned it up, and then realized it needed a drive cable. So I saved changing the drive cable for making this video for you. So what happens is the drive cable runs right here, and it runs down, and there's a little hook. I don't know if you can see it. I might have to turn the machine upside down. You can see it shaking there in the bottom. That's the end of the hook, end of the cable. So if you look at this cable, there's a hook right there on the end. That's the hook right down there, and you can see where the cable snapped off of the hook. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this cable from this bracket and a couple zip ties further up the handle, and then we're going to pop this hook out of that lever, and we're going to install this new cable. If you take your trusty needle nose pliers, you'll be able to squeeze the keeper tabs just like that and pull that cable off. And then further up the way here, see if I can do this. Further up the way, we have 1 zip tie there. Remove that guy. 1 zip tie there. And there is our old cable. So now that's removed. Now we're going to flip this machine over, and we're going to try and get that spring, that one right there, off of that arm. So we got her up in the air, and what we're going for is this right here. We need to flip this out like that. Sorry my fingers are in the way. It's got a little Z-bend, which makes it difficult. So anyway, that's out of there now. Now what we want to do is pull this guy out of the package and install the new spring end back into that receptacle right there. Alright, so here's our new cable. Just kind of slipped it through the body, and I'm going to try and do this with one hand on the camera and one hand, it's going to be difficult, one hand doing the job. Maybe if we go like this. Let's try it. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it in there. Oh, there she goes. All right. Okay, guys, so this spring that popped out just runs between this hook and this hole, and what it does is it pulls the transmission forward back to the neutral position for when you let go of the tension off the cable. So what you want to do is run the spring from that hole down to that hole, just like that, so that it pulls forward. So once you got your hook down set underneath and your cable coming through the body like that, you just want to pop the keeper. That keeper is a little bit tight. We'll bend this open just a touch. There you go, like that. And now we'll continue to wrap this cable up the handlebar, and we'll reinstall the end of this back into the control unit. Alright guys, so now we're just going to simply zip tie the cable to the mower. Zippy zippy. And then we're going to take the end of this guy here and we're going to run it up to that area right there where we're going to connect it back to the handle. Okay guys, so now we're going to reinstall this handle, and what you want to do is take your new cable and you want to drop the little lead ball end inside like that, and then wrap it around the cam like that, and then drop the adjuster nut into the adjuster receptacle right there. So it's wrapped around just like that. Then we take this plastic piece that we removed in the beginning, put it on top, and then we take the cover, pop the cover on like so, install that guy there, install that guy there, and now we want to take our bolts, put one in to kind of hold it all together while you're working on the rest of them. And that's the last one there. Now if we just do a quick grab of this, we can already feel that we've got tension on it. Before, when we pulled on it, there was no tension because the cable was torn, and now you can definitely feel the drive being activated. There's an adjuster right here, guys. I'll show you how that works in the next segment of this video. We're just going to go down below and reinstall that cover. We're going to get this thing on the ground and we're going to see if it drives. So we're just going to reinstall this cover, guys. There's no adjustment really underneath of this cover, so you don't need to kind of worry about having to get back under there again later to make things work. It does, you can bend the tab if you have to, but you shouldn't have to, because the top of that cable has a really good adjuster built into it. Again, I'll show you how that works when we get this machine outside and start it up to prove the repair. But yeah, just throw this cover back on and then bring the mower out, and I'll get her started, and we'll show you how good this drive's going to work, hopefully. Cross your fingers. Alright guys, so here's our machine with its new cable installed, and I was just going to show you how this drive works and how this adjuster works. First of all, if you need to add tension to the drive cable, so when you engage the drive and there's not enough pull, all you need to do is spin this metal adjuster out, and what it does is it works its way out of this housing, creating tension on the cable, making the drive a little bit tighter. Also, if the drive's too tight and the thing wants to drag you across the yard, you can turn this adjuster back in, which loosens off the tension, thus decreasing the power of the drive. So I'm going to fire this up, and we're going to see just how much drive this thing has, and I'm going to adjust this as necessary, and that should be the end of the video. So I think that's pretty good right there. You may have to adjust this a little bit after a few uses once the cable kind of settles down and seats itself again. It's easy enough as just spinning that out a couple turns or turning it in, whatever you need to do to adjust it. So there's a video on how to change the drive cable on one of these Husqvarna 7021R rear wheel drive mowers. Hit the subscribe button for some more videos about stuff like this, and thanks for watching.